And they do it all in the name of political correctness. And when you finally realize MSNBC and CNN are consciously doing this, it makes you want to throw up. And then Fox News will play the other angle, the old white person angle, and then just play us all off against each other instead of transcending the fraud and really understanding how it works. Gerald Celente, trendsresearch.com, is our guest. I want to take 5 or 6 calls for Gerald on any subject you want to raise, but I just want a specific quick question for Gerald so we can get to you. The toll-free number to join us is 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. First-time callers I want to add as well. Do that a few times a week. Briefly, don't forget the nightly news is subscriber, and then that subscriber base helps pay to fund the larger free radio operation, the free apps. We take the nightly news a day or so later, put it out for free to everybody. That costs money to have a crew cut up and upload it. The magazine, everything we do is about getting the word out. Please become an InfoWars Nightly News subscriber today, prisonplanet.tv. If you're not a subscriber, become one. If you are a subscriber, 11 people can use each membership with the same username. So you can share it with friends and family. It's $5.95 a month per membership. That's 11 people that can use it. That is literally a couple pennies a day. You can also sign up for a year and get 2 months free or go month to month. That's prisonplanet.tv. And then, of course, we've developed with Dr. Group and some chemists and others the most powerful, pure supplements out there, we believe. And we've got the super male vitality, super female vitality that help block the estrogen mimickers and other artificial compounds that are in the food supply. You've heard the rave reviews. We've still got a special running where you can get 30+% off when you get Survival Shield iodine with the fluoride detox chelator. We've got a bunch of different specials going right now, ladies and gentlemen, at InfoWarsLife.com, or you can call toll-free 888-253-3139. And again, you can get 25% off on Fluoride Shield by itself. There's another special where you can get it with the Survival Shield at over 30% off as well. So that is up on InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. And your purchase of Lung Cleanse and the Lung Shield and your purchase of the Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver, the best, strongest quality out there for the price, helps fund our operation. So I want to thank you all for your support. Shopping with the good guys, using your free will to vote with your dollars to support free, independent, true media in this country. And also want to thank our AM and FM affiliates for all they do. I want to remind listeners to promote the fact that you can hear this show on this station, to tell your friends, family, and neighbors every day about it, and to support those local sponsors as well. That is critical. Toll-free number to join us on air, 800-259-9231. Okay, Gerald, I'm going to give you the floor for the next 10 minutes to break down the trends you predicted, the next phase of the trends, other big news, and we're going to take some phone calls with Gerald Celente.
All right, I'm picking up what you said, Alex, about how they're dumbing us down with sports and with video games and on, and celebrity culture. The cover of this current Trends Journal: don't blame Obamacare, blame I don't care. The people are responsible for what's going on. Look what this society has become. Look how low the bar has been set. So that's a major part of it. And also, as we were just talking about, and again, you know, you and I hadn't talked about this before we got on the air, about the borders being open. Here's a story that we did. Stop terrorism? Not a chance. And we showed how during the Super Bowl, the story that nobody covered on how that guy got on a bus in New Jersey with credentials he had from an old music concert a few years earlier, got on the bus, got through security, and gets in front of the camera as they're interviewing the player of the game and starts talking about 9/11. And this is when you'll see that we heard for week after week how how the FBI and the CIA and the NSA and all the police departments around the metropolitan area, and you saw these guys out there armed to the teeth, and this guy gets through. So they're lying to us about terrorism to steal our money. And if we do have terrorism, could anybody call it payback? You can't invade other countries, slaughter millions of people, destroy their families and their lives, and not expect them to get even with you. So the whole terrorism thing is both artificial and being created so that if it does happen, we're responsible for making it happen. It didn't happen in a vacuum. On to the economy. Look at the numbers coming out of China today. Their service sector is down to 9-year lows. Their new indexes is showing 8-month lows in other areas. And they're dumping money into the system just like America is. Over there in Europe, they're coming up with a European name for quantitative easing. They're trying to keep Mr. Ponzi alive. He's on his deathbed, and they're filling him with as much monetary morphine as they can to keep him to make it seem as though he's alive. And then you pick up today's Wall Street Journal and you read how all of the lending institutions are lowering the standards and letting people borrow money that, again, aren't qualified for it. And as we had written in a Trends Journal over a year ago, how they were building a bubble with auto loans. Hey, you want to buy a new car, don't have a job, got no credit? We'll make up some for you. So now that bubble is ready to burst as well. Even with all of this cheap money, you're looking at a housing market that's barely pushing forward. And then you look at some other data coming out. You look at the data coming out from Target, from Walmart, and you look at data coming out from those places like Outback Steakhouses and others that used to service the so-called middle spectrum of America, they did not recover from what they call the winter frigid economy. They expected diners to come back out and eat again as they were before the winter chill set in. They're not. And you keep adding up the numbers one after another, even at the high end. You're looking at Coach, for example, looking at declines of 17%, 21% the last quarter in the U.S. Walmart, but even at the high, 17% this quarter. And here's the language that they use. They just had a merger with like these dollar stores, two of them. I don't know which, I forget the names. Family Dollar and your sister's Dollar. I don't know which two. They just merged, and the way they announced it, the prostitutes on CNBC, the dollar stores where average Americans shop. And that should have been the end of the cut. Average Americans shop at dollar stores. At a time when we grew up, when there were in every community, there were department stores of levels of quality and class that are far above now the Macy's and the so-called middle spectrum. They're gone. They're washed away. So when we're looking at the economy, as Dr. Paul Craig Roberts says, and by the way, I want to make this really clear, there is no one that I respect more for geopolitics and economic insights and analysis than Dr. Paul Craig Roberts. So as he points out, I point out, and others point out, Max Kaiser, this is nothing more than an artificially inflated bubble. Moving on. We are on today, Alex Jones, on your show, they are commemorating the first shot fired of World War I, the Great War, They should never use that word great with it. I know why they use it, but they should have used the disastrous war, the war of slaughter, the war that killed 20 million plus civilians. 90% of the wars, 90% of the casualties in all of the wars are the civilians. So, as they're commemorating that war today, we are on the brink of World War III. How many more numbers do people have to add up? How many more conflicts do they? And I take that word away. That word conflicts is a stupid word to use, and they use it all the time. Oh, a conflict. Oh, you had a disagreement. No, slaughters are going on in Ukraine. Slaughters are going on in the Middle East. Slaughters are going on around the world. Slaughters are going on in the Xinjiang province in China. Hey, Thailand's out of the news. Oh, yeah, they had a military coup. Yeah, but let's not talk about that. Now you're seeing the United States this weekend announced now we are training the Ukrainian National Guard.
It's crazy. And now this two-star general gets killed by the Al-Qaeda crazy Haqqani network